Good night, Shabbos, everyone. I just have something that I need to get off my chest. I just want to share. It was an amazing Shabbos last Shabbos. We spent so much of the time in shelters, had no idea what was going on. We had no idea what Milchama started, what it was, extent, we didn't know a thing. Purim, we had to be in shelters. We made the proper kinds of arrangements so that we should have davening inside of a big mamad. So we moved our shul into the mamad. We were Purim Suda was in the mamad, but it was a Meredith Purim, unbelievable Purim. The whole week, it's been an unbelievable week. What's been unbelievable about it? So I once had a student that told me in the previous Gaza war that he said those were some of the best Shabbosos that he ever kept. He was a Chayal Boded in the army, and he was in Gaza. It was when they discovered the tunnels. He said whole Shabbos, walkie-talkies, gear, movement back and forth, cars, in the jeeps, doing everything they had to do. It's Meritig Shabbos. It's Meritig about it. He says because every second that you weren't in Milchama, you found yourself searching for that Shabbos, finding that Kedusha Shabbos, and holding on to its preciousness. Everything else was mutter, 100% mutter, 100% permissible to do whatever you had to do. But you have to hold on to that Shabbos. And he learned how to hold on to that Shabbos. I had a personal experience like that. When my mother, Allah Shalom, passed away, that Shabbos was a very difficult Shabbos. I was in Aninos before Shabbos. The burial was going to take place on Sunday. Without going into the whole story, the story is an incredible story. But I'll tell you that Shabbos was perhaps one of the best Shabbos I ever kept. Because I had to search for Shabbos. I had to grab onto Shabbos. And that's what happened this past Shabbos. We knew there was a Mechama. We knew it was an Eis Ratzon. We knew that it was an Eis Tzorach for Klal Yisrael. And we wouldn't let anybody take that Shabbos away from us. Not Parsha Zocher, not Kedusha Shabbos, not Zmiris, not Simcha. Can't take that away from me. I got to do it smart, and I got to do it appropriately. But nothing in this world is going to take that away. Nothing in the world is going to take that away from me. And that's what Purim was. We got to be smart. We got to be careful. But we got to hold on to what makes us unique. We can't lose ourselves. Rabbi said we're going into Shabbos. Torah says in this week's Parasha, Shabbosai Tishmoru. You have to keep my Shabbos. But it says Shabbosais as Shabbosai. It says it in plural. Why in plural? Because there's two aspects of Shabbos. There's the physical aspect of Shabbos and there's the ruchniistic aspect of Shabbos. The physical aspect we got down really good. The cholent and the chicken and the cake and get the chalas. We got a gishmak. But we got to make sure that we keep the other part of Shabbos. That we keep the ruchnius part of Shabbos. We don't let fear grip us. We don't chas v'sholem be mechal Shabbos in the sense, in the thought that, this is pikuach nefesh. Be careful. Ask a shayla. Because it's about Kedusha Shabbos. That's what has kept the Jewish people for 3,500 years. And if we hold on to it, we realize how precious, how beautiful, how amazing Shabbos is. Don't let it go. That's what I'm filled with right now. That sense of I look forward to a Shabbos, and it could be a Shabbos where I'm going to have to spend a lot of time in a mamad. I'm going to spend a lot of time running out of shul, across the street, into a stairwell. But that's just what I have to do in order to be able to preserve and hold on to my Shabbos Kodesh, to my connection to the Ribono Shel Olam, to the Master of the Universe. Ilmole, says the Gemara, Misham Yisrael stay Shabbos, if we would keep 2 Shabbos, Miyad Nigolin, immediately we will be redeemed. Everybody talks about it, 2 Shabbos. How's the whole world going to keep 2 Shabbos? It's not, it's 1 Shabbos. But it's Shtei Shabbos, the 2 aspects of Shabbos, the physical and the spiritual. And if I can remember to keep the spiritual side of Shabbos there, keep the Kedusha of Shabbos there, Miyad Nigolin. You have to remember that as we go into Shabbos. Halachas, phones on, phones off. Phone in your pocket, not in your pocket. Go ask a Shaila. Kedusha Shabbos, don't let it slide for a second. Miyad Nigolin. That's when we see the Gula. I smell the Gula coming. I mentioned it in the shir that I sent out. It's Mamish at the end. Mamish at the end was written for now. I feel that. We got to hold on. Don't trade in. Not Shabbos, not mitzvahs, not davening, not learning. Do it smart. Hold on to it. Preserve it. Because that's the stuff that Gula is made of. Have a beautiful, awesome, amazing Shabbos.